Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. I definitely cut off that last video way too soon, but, why risk it? Here we go. Oh look, we got Y'shtola, Kryl, Nukul High, and Urianger. Yeah, kill some Garleans? Okay, can do. Alamegans, never say no to that. Oh, my angle's off. Oh, I still got them. They're supposed to be a little bit more durable. This came out between Sephiroth and Sophia, so the best item level we would have been able to attain before doing this was item level 240. But obviously that was Regula. He one-shot this thing and then moved on. Or maybe it looked like he one-shot it. I don't actually know if he one-shot it. Why did it go untargetable? Oh, press onwards. Okay, Urianger is going to take care of it. But,
in the name of the Emperor!
I would have gladly helped him kill it. Oh no, Kryl! Honestly, it serves the Lalafell right. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Alright, so just me and Y'shtola now. Better keep up, Y'shtola. Hey look, I've got stone skin! Oh my god! This is like the only place in the game you can still get stone skin. Oh, I've missed you, stone skin. Can I spike kill it before it does anything? Oh, it's gonna get to do it anyway. See, I can probably drive up. Since TP's no concern, I can drive up my Kenki with NP instead of meditate. Probably would have gotten the same amount before I had to move again, but yeah, whatever. Press on, Clyde. I shall handle this. Very well, hot cat girl. After seeing what you did to those goblins in the, was it the Maker's Quarter or the Answering Quarter? Whatever it was when she, like, blew them all up. Well, see, his armor was originally silver, and it matched the sword he has on his back. No, sir. I'm here to kill you. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. Here we go. 1v1. I wonder if you could beat him 1v1 if you unsynced a theochemical research facility at this level, or this item level. Probably not. Oh, you son of a bitch. You're not gonna hit me with any of those, dude. I'm following you. I can get burned. Yeah, I can actually.
Can you withstand this?
Dude. Ah, okay. Seems legit. You should have led with this, so that you could have learned that you had no chance. Now I'll continue building my Kenki, because why not?
Enough!
Would you look at that? I didn't take any damage. Well, I took it, but then I fixed it. Sorta. I mean, he was opening it. He was in the process of opening it for data. Why would he be dumb enough to turn his back on Clyde? Like, Clyde's still standing strong, dude. You can't get to the Tomlith. Either you get out of here now or we kill you. Hey, Clyde shouldn't be totally blind. He could lift that eye patch at any moment. Oh, use your white magic powers. You have a white magic staff on your back. Heal yourself, damn it. In fact, we got 2 white mages. Why are you worrying about injuries? Yeah, it's like Kryle's bipolar. One moment she's like, "Ooh, I need to crack the case and figure out who you actually are," and then now she's all like, "Because I'm too dumb to use my white magic, I'm gonna thank you for saving my life." Like, it's good he got you out of the claw and all that, but you know, heal yourself with a regen or a benediction or you know, cure 2. I suppose that was about a 12-minute affair. Uh-oh, Yorianji is onto you, and Uncle High. You better fess up. Well, it's not like we can trust you either, Yorianji. We saw you in those cutscenes a few videos back, making deals with Elidibus in the Great Google Library, so... Sorry if you heard that. I just got too thirsty. Ah, never mind the warring triad. I have awoken Arcanius Tolus' tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence. Well, while we're in Azzy's Law, let's dip over there and unlock Sephiroth Extreme. Blip. Activating verification systems. Combat simulation request acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Though it appears to be not more than a simple stone, Garland Ironworks engineers insist it contains realms of invaluable information gathered by the lost Allegan Empire on the subject of the fiend, Sephiroth. Blip. Data processed. Adversary, warring triad Sephiroth, defining simulation parameters. Blip. Bloop. Warning. Threat level extreme. The Empire assumes no responsibility for death or injury resulting from participation in combat simulations. Blip. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating combat simulation. The Empire thanks you for volunteering to participate in this study. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent participants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Yeah, just because we're unlocking things, we might as well go over to the hinterlands and unlock Savage Alexander, even though I have no intention of doing them anytime soon. In fact, I probably won't show them at all. They add nothing to the storyline whatsoever, and they have no unique forms or phases that you don't see in normal mode. Obviously, HP values are increased, damage values are increased, and there are more mechanics. Less telegraphs, more mechanics, stronger ads with mechanics. But, you know, there's no... Conceptually, there's not a whole lot to show that, outside of a... Well, let's see, I guess the last two fights in Gordius would show new stuff. I guess all the fights in MIDAS would have unique stuff. And Creator would have a few unique things, but it's really, like, what I'd have to do to show you those things is I'd have to recruit, like, 2 or 3 level 80 people that were willing to let the fight live long enough to show it. Which, since I'm on Excalibur now, I can probably do. And, but I would have to wait for my good friends. And unfortunately, my best friend on Excalibur, his apartment complex had a serious fire. Some guy apparently fell asleep while cooking something in a lower floor apartment and set fire to half the building. And so he's lost electricity. And so him and his wife have been staying in a hotel for about the last week and a half. And they haven't felt like playing, so... Oh, that water is loud. This camera sound thing they added in is ridiculous. Oh, why is the water so loud? Dear God. That was so strange. How about the music in the Hinterlands, though? If I didn't point it out before, I freaking love it. Alright, that's enough of that. Back to the Rising Stones. Sit with my arms crossed while I'm on Odin's horse. So we're 20 minutes into the recording. Should be able to... We might be able to get the next member of the Warring Triad down. We'll see. By the way, if you were curious about the music that played during the instance where we wound up fighting Regula van Hydrus one-on-one. It was called He Who Continues the Attack. Nah, don't worry, man. I'm basically like James Bond. I don't really mind all that much. I'm just here for the field work. And the babes. Although I can't really say for England. I mean, but you know. I can say for Eorzea. They both start with E's. So he just told us about what happened to his world. Which is, I'm pretty sure it's the 13th. He's from the world of darkness. Balance unto all. Oh, that looks like a freaky Elven, Rogadin, and Midlander. Got glowing golden hair, and they're wearing Circus Tower set. FFXIV. Really digging this glam. I mean, yeah, I know that it's 2/3, or well, I guess 2/5. It's got a heavy elegant slant, you know, having the elegant body and the elegant, you know, gauntlets of striking. But I don't know, I just love the boots. I love the Sky Rat boots. And the Pagos, what is that, culottes? Yeah. They blend in nicely. They're not too thick, but not too thin. So they go with the boots. And just everything ties together real nicely. I can dig it. That's a good movie, you know. That cult classic, The Warriors. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? And then they get shot. But, yeah. If you haven't seen that movie, you should watch it. It's about gangs in an alternate future of, like, New York or something, and basically, or Coney, oh wait, Coney, they're from Coney Island. I don't fucking remember. New England's all a blur to me. I'm from the South. Well, I'm glad you came to find us, but why didn't you call for our help on Link Pearl? And stay there helping them, you know, healing them and fighting back with them. That's a cool shield and sword. Ah, rarely is my shield thus tested. It would seem the Allagans have not been lax in their recruitment. Thinks you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough. Wish I could get glowing hair. With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words in despair, Alagons. Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. He thinks we're Allagan. What a cad. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you guys didn't understand him, I guess. 'Twas a Mericidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one which beareth scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist's meaning, I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. The one with the shield seemed to think we were Allagans. He recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy, then claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right, Clyde? Yep. We don't topple goddesses, we topple trees, which the last one was. Let's see. What is a demiurge? Krile, you don't know how strong I am. You don't even know how to fight. Let's see. Demiurge. Philosophy. Platonism. The artificer of the world. What? In the Gnostic and certain other systems, a supernatural being imagined as creating or fashioning the world in subordination to a supreme being, and sometimes regarded as the originator of evil. In many states of ancient Greece, a public official or magistrate. So she was teamed up with Bahamut at one point. Kind of like Shiva and Tracevelger. Containment Bay P1 T6, huh? I don't understand what these serial numbers on these things stand for at all. See what the queue time's like on Sam. It says 6 minutes. I suppose I could regale you for 6 minutes. We're 30 minutes into the recording, so that's enough time to kill Sophia. Although I suppose I could also check out the trial roulette. Let's see, what's in need? Tank's in need. I wouldn't mind fighting her on Dark Knight. Let's see. That shaved a minute off, supposedly. Well, we'll see if tank privilege carries through. If not, it's alright. I had been considering changing my Dark Knight glam. Not that I hate it or anything, but there's a coat. There's a high elegant surcoat of Fending or whatever, and it dyes pretty nicely. It's a very widely popular, super popular body piece for tank. And I have no trouble. I can actually get it and craft it on my main character and transfer it over to Clyde. So it's easy to come by for me. You can buy it for about a little under, a little over sometimes, depending on what the price has been jacked to. On Excalibur here. It sells pretty quickly. But I've also been thinking about another glam. There's this expensive glamour piece that is currently being used as a sort of sexy glam piece for a lot of female characters. I guess I won't get a chance to show it to you right now. But it's like Dalmascan toga or Dalmascan sarong or something like that. Come on, load in. Don't want to miss a queue from loading. It's really annoying that you can't just accept a queue while the zone is fully loading. Oh, we're coming down an elevator. Guess we came down an elevator for Sephiroth as well. There it is. Same sort of bindings. She's got
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
Her worshippers ain't shit. The music that plays in the first phase here is it's called Battle to the Death. Also, interestingly, her skin is black instead of white because they said that if they made her look too human-like, it would make her too sexual. That hasn't stopped anyone. I guess I can let this paladin tank.
The unenlightened come.
Unenlightened, you say? Now, she's the easiest of the three. They actually got her powers correct. She is the most correct in her reference of her powers from Final Fantasy VI.
Know you the full weight of death.
That black mage really committed. Scenery's really cool in this one.
To me, my faithful.
Dude, all those guys that just walked through the frost puddle.
Come forth, scales of revelation.
Frickin' silly.
I would know the weight of your soul.
Oh, they're sliding through the ice. Guess they didn't know what was gonna happen or they forgot. One or the other. And that Astro is probably... Oh, they saved themselves? Maybe?
Can you bring equilibrium?
Yeah, possibly.
I shall tip back the balance.
Let's see. It's gonna slant the way that the meteor... The side... There's scales out to the side there. And the more meteors that are on one side, the more that side will tip. So the closer you'll have to get to the opposite side.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
The black and whites, you basically have to pair off. When two of the same color pair up, a giant explosion happens, gives everyone the debuff.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
This is a knockback, I think. Oh wait, no. Okay, lightning. If she teleports her head to the corner diagonally, it does a knockback. So she tries to knock you off the edge. That's the most dangerous thing about this fight, both normal and extreme. The whole scale tip thing, that's an attempt to knock you off the edge. You could compare this mostly to Leviathan Extreme. Because even in normal mode here, you know, there's no handlebars. So I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. We want to be on this side. But she's dead. And Clyde needs to spin his poetics again. Well, the giant head is creepy. But Sophia is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, I didn't get to calm anybody. Ah, well. At least we can look around her space here. It's all gold and blue and black, with like what looks they look almost like skyscrapers, but not quite. Makes you wonder what Messidia was like in 14. Wow, she didn't have to be conscious to temper him. It's time towards the end of the third astral area, when peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Alagon Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with the rebel faction within Alag, who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia, and then the goddess and her thralls chanced to be captured, though we suspect that this had always been their plan. Indeed, the prison was situated at the heart of Alag, and we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would merely have had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators' dealings with the Mericidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the plot itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop and subsequently the Garleans. I'm not sure if that logic is entirely sound, Urianger. Seems to me like the Allagan's only mistake was going extinct. This Unokokai being a cold hard bitch, killing some He is. And Clyde watched him do it. See, we got about 17 minutes left in the recording, I suppose. There's probably enough time to unlock the next one. As far as I remember, there's no instance battle, just some cutscenes. Well, cutscenes and travel time. Still don't understand why they call the antecedents office the solar, but whatever. Sure was. True purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Allagans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies, they were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both the Fiend and the Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for the successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of Dalamud. Aye. The Icon's cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task unbefitting one such as the Warrior of Light, thus that I resolved to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and 'tis apparent that we were not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Clyde is presumptuous in the extreme. The Warrior of Light chose to join the Scions. He did so in the knowledge that he would be required to face and destroy not only the Primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you determined a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Scion has sworn to shoulder. That's not exactly how joining you guys went, as I recall, but okay. I mean, Clyde has killed a lot of people. He is not an innocent soul. Alright, what you got for me? A deific simulacrum. I would like you to have this, Warrior of Light. It is an elegant tombstone similar to the one we recovered after your victory over Sephiroth. The records contained within describe the goddess at the height of her power and will enable Aziz Law's reality augmentation technologies to generate an idealized simulacrum of Sophia against whom to test your skills. From what I have been able to determine, this formed part of a greater trial intended to test Aleg's elite warriors. Quite how it will compare to the challenge presented by the Fiend's tombstone, I cannot say. It's easier. I suppose there is only one way to be certain. Visit the verification node on Aziz Law and witness firsthand what awaited the champions of Eld. The last pillar to fall. Greetings, Warrior of Light. But one pillar of the Warring Triad remains, Zervan, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories I have uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mirasidian beastmen. These creatures are the key to maintaining Zervan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow Scions have already begun an exhaustive search, but there are several sectors which only you, Kryl, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Aziz Law forthwith and aid the investigations. Also, you know what? Keep in mind that scene where Y'shtola got pissed at him because he presumed that we wouldn't want to, you know, stain our hands with blood and kill the enthralled. I'm not saying we've never been willing to, and heck, there's fates where you kill tons of them. But just remember that for later. Remember what she stated, that every Scion swears to do that, or whatever. Like, that's bunk. I'm just gonna tell you right now, that's total bunk. That's bullshit. Y'shtola is full of shit in that scene. Like, I don't know what the writer was thinking. Because that's not the truth at all. But oh well, pissy cat girl gonna be pissy. Just keep it in mind for later, and you'll see direct evidence of why that is not the case. We won't get to it in this episode, we won't get to it in the next one. But it's a-coming. Blip, activating verification systems. Enlistment program request acknowledged. Waiting tombstone data. Says the same thing as the other one, except it says Goddess Sophia instead of Fiend Sephiroth. Blip, data processed. Adversary Warring Triad Sophia. Threat level extreme. Successful applicants will progress to Elite Squad induction. Families of unsuccessful applicants will receive twice standard death benefits. Before initiating this program, Elite Squad applicants must agree to extensive physical Blip, boop, crackle. Data corrupted. Unable to verify input. Applicant agreement accepted. Clyde's all taken aback. We were supposed to get I guess we were supposed to get some Allegan roids before we could take on this trial. Blip, activating reality augmentation. Initiating enlistment program. The Empire thanks you for your service. Postmortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent applicants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Let's see if we get through this cutscene within the next 9 minutes. I don't think it'll be that long. Swarmed with Imperial troops, huh? Your meddlesome wards were destroyed from within by the pulsating energies of an icon. Nay, put up your weapons and listen. The followers of Zervan have awakened, and they toil to rouse their master. The demon's worshippers yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They shared a common enemy. It is not unthinkable that they would seek to free all of those the Allagans had imprisoned. Yes, yes, the cage doors are open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility, risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent Zervan's servants from waking him in the fullness of his power. Now, assuming you have at least understood the gravity of the situation, it is time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The icon will enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with the power to resist his influence and aid us, and mayhap my men will not perish in vain. We propose an alliance. I have delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Twice have you bested me in combat. Will you now lend me that strength and stand against our mutual foe? Don't you mean 3 times? Once in the course of the main story before we went to the Theochemical Research Facility, once inside the Theochemical Research Facility on my way to stop the Pope, and then once before I fought Sophia. In between Sephiroth and Sophia. So that's 3 times, dude. I would have preferred if that line of dialogue had come from Clyde, because she's totally barely nudie sale. They really should have gotten, I don't know, Sid or Alpha Node in here instead of Trial. Nah, we're Alamegan. We can't fight alongside the Empire. Oh wow, they're actually like, they're not gonna try to force me to do it, huh? Oh, they're trying to make me feel bad. If you know what they did to the Alamegan homeland, not to mention the Doman one. Alright, 6 more minutes, more like 5.5. I prefer that though, the Warrior of Light being unwilling. And it's one of the few times that, you know, they actually try to guilt you into it instead of just being like, oh come on, stop being a sourpuss. Yeah, on those centaurs that the reptoids are clearly based on. Uh-oh, they're getting tempered. Urianger could send in his carbuncle. Surely an ethereal construct wouldn't be Pretty sure that's why the Allagans developed summoning in the first place. Oh sure, now Cryo can blow stuff up. Gods, Sylvanas. Uh-oh. Oh, help him out, Cryo. Oh. Ow. That's a blow. You might not live through that. Jeez. Oof. It's an etheric cut. Must have damaged his very soul. Well, we're less than a minute away from being out of recording time, so let's see what they got to say. Damn right, you're reminded of the burden, you bitch. It's the second time that Urianger's gotten super close to a primal. Remember, he watched us kill Ramu. Of course, Ramu wasn't really about tempering others that weren't sylphs. Well, I mean, you were in there fighting alone, and you did have to kill your own countrymen.